What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Don, and we are back with another video. Thank you guys as always for all the support. I see the likes going up. I see the comments going up. Everybody's very engaged on this channel, just discussing our favorite team, the Knicks. There are Giants videos coming as well, but when this channel kind of started to blow up a little bit, the Giants have a bye week. So once the Giants start playing again, I'll be making videos on that too. But today, we got the Knicks. We got Frank Ntilikina, the French Prince. I like that name, by the way, the French Prince. That's a really nice name. Sometimes in my comment section nowadays, I'll get people telling me that I'm really not a fan of Frank Ntilikina. I don't like Frank Ntilikina. I got nothing against Frank Ntilikina, but the truth is that Frank Ntilikina, for me, is just not improving enough for me to honestly give him a really good chance of staying on this Knicks team. And to be honest with you, it's going to be a contract year for him, and I can't see the Knicks going forward with Frank Ntilikina, especially after this year. It's only going to get harder for Frank, not easier. And if you look at Frank Ntilikina's stats, it's just not in his favor. And I understand that you wanna make the point that, oh well, he was a project coming into the league, and we never really had the time to develop him. When it comes to Frank Ntilikina, I agree. For every year that he's been in the league, he's had a different coach with different styles. Some coaches could care less to play him because they weren't really concerned with trying to develop him. There were other guys at the time, from Dennis Smith Jr. to Alfred Payton, whatever, that were just preferred over him. But then again, Ntilikina's stats don't help him. If you look here, Frank Ntilikina, the biggest thing, before you even talk about field goal percentage, this improved three-pointer, whatever, because he did improve in field goals. He improved in field goals, free throws, and he also improved in what was it, overall points? What's the other one? Field goals, free throws, and also I guess his attempts went up a little bit. Now, the biggest thing that jumps out to me is how many minutes Frank plays. Since Frank has been in the league, he averages at least 20 minutes a game. That's a lot of time. So if I look at your first year, right? This is rookie year. You're not going to go too hard on him. He averages 21 minutes. He has field goals per game. It went to 2.3, right? Now, if I compare this to the second year, it actually went down. And to the third year, it's about the same. Why is this important? It shows you that he's not taking his game to another level where he feels comfortable taking more shots. Now, him taking more shots has to do with the team he plays with, and I don't know if you noticed, but Frank Ntilikina tends to play better on the second unit than he does with the first, which I think is a product of guys like Randall just trying to dominate the ball over him, and it messes him up. But there's not enough here for me to say, well, Frank Ntilikina this year is going to average like 10. Because if I come here, I'm not even going to percentages yet. Look, if I'm going to percentages in the second year, right? Sorry, if I'm going to points in the second year, look. First year, 5.9, 5.7, 6.3. Frank Ntilikina is averaging about 5 points, playing 20 minutes a game in 3 years. And somehow this year, Frank Ntilikina is going to go to 10 points per game. Do you know the only way Frank Ntilikina is going to go to 10 points per game? The only way Frank Ntilikina will go to 10 points a game is if he starts. Right? If Frank Ntilikina starts, I can see him increasing by about 5, right? But the problem is that Frank Ntilikina is not aggressive enough in his overall game to coincide with him improving his field goal percentage, his 2-point look, his 2-point field goal percentage here, and his overall points per game would go hand in hand. But the problem is that he only has about, this is below average really, 37% in his second year. It went to 44% in his third year, but the problem is that it's still below a league average of about, I think the league average is about 47, you know? So that's a problem. That's really a problem for Frank Ntilikina. And I don't see how he's going to be able to improve that, not being considered a starter. A lot of people have talked to me about, well, look, he improved his three-pointer. Frank Ntilikina is not going to be able to just be a corner guy and just start popping from three because he's a bad shooter. And I don't want to make this a bash Ntilikina video. But we have to be honest with what Frank Ntilikina is. Poor shooter. Not a good finisher at the hoop. Not a good floor general. But a good defender. So for Frank Ntilikina to be average, he needs to almost improve on everything. He almost needs to improve on everything. And I went ahead and made a list here, right? Look, in 2019-2020, Frank's effective field goal percentage leapt up from 45.9%. There's still a lot of work to do, but it was higher than teammates Alfred Payton, Kevin Knox, and RJ Barrett. Yes, the Knicks had 4 players in the bottom 10 in effective field goal percentage in the same season. You're playing on you're really playing in the worst team in the league, and 45.9%, it's not high enough. Now these guys, RJ Barrett and Kevin Knox, have way higher ceilings than Frank Ntilikina does. Frank Ntilikina is not making the cut. Frank Ntilikina is pacing below average. Right? He's pacing below average. And a lot of people want to say, okay, like we know he's not a good shooter, but he improved in his free throws. Now if I go here, right, because it says his free throws percentage from the line is efficient at 86.4%. It's a misleading stat because if I go to his free throws, right, here, free throws, how many free throws does he take? He barely takes one a game. Right. Free throw attempts per game. He barely takes one a game. Frank Ntilikina is not going to make it past next year. There are guys like Quickly. There are guys like Powell, and Powell is considered a fringe player because he's not necessarily a guy that's just going to be in the team, that are going to outplay Frank. And this is when the teams were bad. These are bad teams that Frank Ntilikina is on. You're expecting Frank Ntilikina to go from 5.7, 6.3, which is about still 5 points a game, we'll say, to averaging 10, but he's not a good shooter. And what's worse about it is if you're not a good shooter, what can you do? You can drive. You can drive through, but he's not good at that either because he's not a good finisher at the hoop. And what's even worse is that he tends to be not as aggressive going to the hoop, even though he's gotten better at it. He goes to the hoop like 6 times a game. Most guards, point guards on the Knicks, go to the hoop 10 times a game. What do you want from Frank Ntilikina? It's like, I understand that you want Frank Ntilikina to be successful, but you got to be honest with what Frank Ntilikina is. He can be a professional player. I don't think he'll make it in the NBA. This guy's running out of time, and you want to ask yourself, maybe Thibbs can do something with him. But if you can't really go to the basket to even draw fouls, because he's not good at that either. He's not the best shooter. He can defend, right? I gave him that. I gave him this. The defense is excellent. 77. Well, I wrote excellent to give him a boost. I think he's a good defender. Good. We can say good. You can say good. 77 percentile. Forced 1.2 turnovers per game. But everything else he doesn't have. Improvements. I wrote must attack the paint more. If you can't shoot, you got to drive. But when you drive, you got to finish. If you can't finish, it's like the annoying part about Frank Ntilikina's game is for everything that you want him to improve, there's something that goes along with him that he doesn't do well. You know? Even with shooters on the team this year, if you drive, you know? He's not the best passer either. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it with Frank Ntilikina. There are guys holding on to Frank Ntilikina. I don't know why. He shot 32% from three. The league average is 35. The average is 35. The average is 35. He shot 32%. I just can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. He needs to be a better floor general. Like we said, he tends to play better with the second unit than with the first because I just think he's more comfortable knowing that he can be that guy. But everything else he doesn't do well. So if we go here, where is it? Here. This is the year Frank Ntilikina was drafted. Fultz #1. We know how that turned out. Lonzo Ball, we were looking at Lonzo Ball to being a considerable improvement. You got a guy here like Jason Tatum who signed the max. You got a guy here, De'Aaron Fox, who seriously is considered one of the best players on the Kings now. You know? Jonathan Isaac, a good player. Frank Ntilikina is here at 8. Dennis Smith Jr. now is actually on the same team as him. I thought that was funny how they went one after the other. And they're actually on the same team now. Malik Monk is considered a very, very good developmental prospect for the Hornets. Luke Kennard, we know Luke Kennard. Donovan Mitchell has now made the All-Star team. Bam Adebayo now is signing an extension. I believe he signed a 4 or 5 year extension. You know, Frank Ntilikina is not even close. He's not even close to that. He's not even close. And if we go back to our favorite screen, look at our team. Look at our team. Frank Ntilikina, here he is. He's in a contract year. He's going to be in a contract year. And I can't see us paying him. I can't see us paying him. Over the years, unfortunately, if he could do one thing well offensively, like become a better inside scorer, we would have every reason to keep him. But he doesn't do something else well enough. He's a pretty good defender, but that's about it. That's about it. It's really about it. You know? We got guys coming in like quickly. We got guys coming in, Obi. They're going to take game time away from Frank Ntilikina. And even if you want to say, oh, maybe he can get the start over Austin Rivers, I don't think so. I don't think so. Because Alfred Payton is probably going to start over him before. And then it's going to be between Payton and Rivers. That leaves Ntilikina where? And this is the Knicks, remember. You're not playing on the Celtics. You're playing on the Knicks. You're not even on the fringe team like the Pacers. You're literally in the worst team in the league. One of the worst teams in the league. And your improvement over the years is literally minimal. It's minimal improvement. And these are not even averages. This is below average. Averaging 5. I can see Frank Ntilikina going back to France and maybe coming back in a couple of years. If he improves. You know, he's kind of been riding this wave as a guy that people love because he was drafted here and he's considered a guy that one day can be considered a great two-way player. I saw guys comparing him to Gary Payton. Yeah, Gary Payton. When you look at his stats, you know, it's not efficient, man. It's not efficient. It's actually really bad. It's actually really bad considering what he needs to be, especially for the minute that he plays. You know, and even if you, after all that, if you couldn't really shoot well, you know, you couldn't really drive well, at least try to draw fouls. And look, he doesn't even, he barely attempts a free throw a game. He barely attempts a free throw per game. His assist, I didn't even talk about his assist as a point guard. He playing 20 minutes. The best he is about 3. about 3 assists. He's not the best passer either. And this is not a bash Frank Ntilikina video, but you know me, I make honest videos. Can he play professionally? Yeah, probably overseas. I don't know about the NBA though. I just don't know about the NBA. His stats don't look good. No matter what you say, you think Tom Thibodeau might give him a game or two, and he'll go right back to Alfred Payton or Rivers. He might mess around and put Quickly or even Powell at point, even though he's undersized. This Powell kid is a lot better than people know, and I want you to go check out that video. Go check out that Powell video I made after you're done with this one, because every guard that's coming into the team now is better than Frank Ntilikina. And that's the truth. But let your boy Don know what you think in the comment section, man. Like, comment, rate, subscribe if you enjoyed these videos. Thank you guys for all the support. And I'll see y'all next time, man. Peace. I'm out.